Hi guys, you know the drill. As soon as I get here, start tapping the screen, send the likes up. For the YouTube folks, I'm also live on TikTok, so that's why you hear me asking people to tap the screen. Yeah, let's get to 1,000 likes real quick. Also share the live with a friend or 10. Let them know that it's news time. I'm not going to be super long tonight. There aren't a lot of stories and I have some stuff to do, so I'm going to just do the news and hop off. So as soon as more people get here, I will start the news. In the meantime, how are you guys? How was your day? To my one viewer on YouTube, thank you for tuning in. You're early. Welcome to the news. All right, so I'm just waiting until more people get on. Hey Sabrina, hi boss lady, good night. Hello YouTube folks, I am just waiting until more people get on, then I will start the news. Usually when I am on just TikTok alone, I'd play music in the meantime until we're ready, but with YouTube, you know how the copyright thing goes, so I can't play music, so we just have to wait in silence. We just have to wait in silence. Yeah, so as soon as more people get on, I'm just waiting probably 2 or 3 more minutes. Hello, Wayne Carter. Good night. The real Nico B. Thank you. Menace to Society. Hello. Mateo Vivas. Hola. Thank you for tuning in. Donovan Levers. Good night. Blue Mountain Goat. You saw me on TV recently, yeah? Angela, I'm good. How are you? 9 days talk. Hi, Unruly. Good night. Welcome to the evening news. Jesse, hello. Hi. I see you're back. Thank you for joining me once again. Sharon Morris, good night. Chev, I'm good. How are you? Jesse, I'm good. How are you? Dane Palmer, good night. How am I feeling? Honestly, tired. Also, I'm in pain. I have nerve damage in my neck, as I've mentioned before, and it's acting up. So my hands are tingly, and I'm having weird pain in my neck, my shoulders, and my hands. It's pretty annoying. So yeah, it's bothering me a lot. So as soon as I hop off live, I'm going to tidy and go to my bed. Thank you, Jesse. Okay, let's get into the news. It's not a lot of news stories tonight, so I'm just going to get through them quickly. So here we go. Hi, Tanya. A man who admitted to putting false information on his passport application form was fined $100,000 when he appeared in the St. James Parish Court on Monday. 58-year-old Merville Anthony Clark pleaded guilty to making a false declaration. According to court documents, on March 12, 2018, Clark went to the Passport, Immigration and Citizenship Agency, PICA, to renew his passport. It was then discovered that he was the subject of a dual identity. The system indicated that a passport under the name Dwight Spencer had been issued to Clark in the past, prompting authorities to request an interview. He was subsequently arrested and charged. An attorney at law, Martin Thomas, who represented Clark, told the court that his client used his legitimate passport in the 1990s to travel to the United States in pursuit of a better life. Thomas said Clark lived in the U.S. for more than a decade and fathered 3 children with his now ex-partner. The attorney said while in the U.S., Clark encountered legal issues which led to his incarceration for a period of 18 months before he was deported. So the attorney is saying that he wanted to reunite with his children, and someone spoke to him and told him that they could get him a passport in an assumed name. He did everything that he needed to do to acquire the passport through his agent, and an application was filled out in his name. But he never received it because he had indicated that he was not interested because he had changed his mind and decided to walk in the straight and narrow path. He never collected the passport, it was never used, never traveled on, and he has never seen it. The attorney also indicated that his client became seriously ill 2 years ago and planned to travel to Cuba to seek medical attention. In handing down the sentence, presiding judge Diane Bernard ordered Clark to pay a fine of $100,000 or serve 6 months in prison. Guys, it is illegal to make false declarations on your passport application, your visa application, anything for that matter. It is illegal, so please don't do it. Hello, Jason. Charmaine, hi. Desmond Brady. I used to be on the news. I used to read news on TV at the RJ Arglina Communications Group, but I left a few years ago, and I haven't been back in traditional media since. Kempsey Mackenzie, hola. Desmond, thank you. And we are moving down the line. Kush, thank you. Okay. We are moving down the line. The real Nika B, if I do this every day on YouTube, yes, I've started going live on YouTube more consistently. So every night I am live on TikTok and YouTube with the news. Yes. Desmond, why am I not doing it? I'll explain that in a bit. Sean Henry, hello. Work is scheduled to begin on 100 roads under the Shared Prosperity through Accelerated Improvement to Our Road Network, or SPARK program, before the end of the fiscal year on March 31. Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation with responsibility for works, Robert Morgan, said the SPARK program build-out phase began in Harbor Heights in Kingston, Eastern, and Port Royal. He said by next week, they'll be announcing 40 roads, which will begin immediately all across the island. And the month after that, they'll be announcing another 30 roads, so that's 70. The month after that, they will be announcing another 30 roads. Responding to concerns about delays in the SPARK program's implementation, Minister Morgan pointed out that time is being spent conducting assessments and constructing proper designs. Additionally, he said there are some roads that require land acquisition, extensive pipe works, or realignment. Natasha, good night. Contractor Black, thank you. Kush, thank you. And we are going down the line. Thank you, Nico. Jamaica is a step closer to developing a policy to eliminate trans fatty acids or trans fats from the local food system. The move is part of measures by the government to reduce the risk factors for non-communicable diseases and premature death. Health and Wellness Minister Christopher Tufton said that the ministry is working with the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce on a submission to be made to Cabinet. He said they have agreed on a framework that over time will phase out trans fat from our food. He pointed out that it is long overdue, to be totally frank, because cardiovascular or heart disease has been impacted very negatively by trans fats in our food system. He said we need to do like other countries in terms of eliminating trans fatty acids from our food system, and there is an agreement to make it work. And trans fat is a type of unsaturated fat found primarily in processed foods, such as fast food and baked goods that are made with partially hydrogenated oils. Consumption of trans fats raises bad cholesterol levels, which increases the risk for cardiovascular diseases such as heart attacks and strokes. So guys, if you can cut down on processed foods, do that. Yeah, God is love. Michelle, good night. Hi Charmaine. David, thank you. What voiceover work have you ever been hired to do? I had a contract to voice commercials for TVJ when I used to work at the RJ Arglina Group, and I also do voiceover work for independent clients, people who want ads for their businesses. I do ads for them. So yeah, I have been doing voiceover work. And we are going down the line. A Jamaican citizen has been sentenced to 7 years in prison by a U.S. federal judge for his role in operating a Jamaica-based fraudulent lottery scheme. The man, 40-year-old Linton Stewart, has also been ordered to pay over 170 million Jamaican dollars in restitution to the scheme's victims. Stewart had initially pleaded guilty on August 3, 2023, to one count of conspiracy to commit mail and wire fraud in the Western District of North Carolina. He was sentenced by U.S. District Court Judge Robert J. Conrad and ordered to pay $1 million in restitution. Where is he going to find 170 million Jamaican dollars to give the victims back their money? Kendall, lots of love, thank you. Where? Gracie, good night. Ripton Clark, can you do one for me? Can I do what for you? A voiceover ad? What's your budget? A man who was listed among the top 10 most wanted has been apprehended by the Joint Anti-Gang Task Force. He is 46-year-old Glendon Amos, also known as Bull, from Commodore District in Linstead, St. Catherine. Amos was wanted for the December 18, 2022 murder of Sean Paul, also known as Chala, in Buena Vista of the same community. The police say he is also linked to several other serious and violent crimes in St. Catherine and other parishes. Reports are that on Wednesday, a joint intelligence-led operation with the Anti-Gang Task Force, National Assault on Gangs, Specialized Operations, and the St. Catherine North Police was conducted in the community. During the operation, the police say Amos attempted to evade capture by providing a false name, identifying himself as Glenn Williams, when a vehicle he was operating was intercepted in Monigue. The police say a second passenger, only identified as a 27-year-old Mason from an undisclosed location, was also detained. Amari, thank you. Plant-based black man, can I pay you in curry oxtail and rice and peas? No. Ripton Clark sent me a message. Yeah, sent me a message. And we are going down the line. Captain, good night. And this is an international news story. Everyone aboard an American Airlines jet carrying 60 passengers and 4 crew members that collided with an Army helicopter was found dead in what was likely to be the worst U.S. aviation disaster in almost a quarter century. At least 28 bodies were pulled from the icy waters of the Potomac River after the mid-air collision Wednesday night when the helicopter apparently flew in the path of the jet as it was landing at Ronald Reagan National Airport near Washington. Crews were still searching for other casualties but did not believe there were any survivors, which would make it the deadliest U.S. air crash in nearly 24 years. This is so sad. This is really sad. Yeah, Desmond, it will take a lot it will take a lot of work, trust me. A lot of work. I'd also need equipment. Well, a friend of mine bought me some lights. So my camera needs upgrading. It badly needs cleaning. So the lens aren't as crisp and sharp as they used to be, so I'd need a new camera and all these things. But in time, in due time, Amari Green, thank you. In due time, Desmond. Philippe, hello. Will Smith, thank you. Okay, and we are going down the line in the news. Just waiting for this website to load. Oh my God, this is taking forever to load. So just a point to note, right? I think the first batch of illegals or deportees landed today from the US, right? And media entities, I think Gleaner in particular, posted a story about it. Now people are up in arms saying, oh, this happen every Thursday. Why them act like a news? Them not have nothing better to do, blah, blah, blah. And they aren't journalists. They don't know anything about journalism or news reporting. So I understand why they are making it a news story and reporting on it is because it's current. Yeah, there's prominence, there's several news values, yeah, and they make it a news story because Donald Trump had said once he's in office he is going to do the biggest mass deportation in US history, right? He's now in office and he said he's going to start deporting people. Why wouldn't media houses make a story from it to say he's following up on his promise? People who didn't study journalism wouldn't understand, but I would make a story out of it too. Donald Trump did promise say he's going to deport people. Now he's in office, he has started deporting people, and the first set of Jamaicans landed today. Who wouldn't want to know about that? But yeah, we're moving on. We are moving on. Until this website loads, let me move on to another story. What is happening? What is happening? Desmond Brady. Okay, I'll remember your name. I will remember your name. What's happening with Gleaner's website? These stores aren't loading. All right, but let me go to somewhere else. A teacher of, okay, Ha, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Before I read this news story, some parent teachers association of some schools and some churches are pushing back and have called for Spice to cancel her school tour. She wanted to do a school tour to promote the message of young people saying no to having sex early, saying no to indulging in certain sexual activities that, you know, some people would deem freaky. Also, to promote the message of not getting involved in crime and violence, not procrastinating, and all that jazz, yeah? The church and the schools, the parent teachers associations, they're having an issue separating Spice from Grace Hamilton. Who better to promote that message? Society, well, the church and some parent teachers association blame dancehall artists for some of the breakdown in society. You blame them for the breakdown in society, yet in Spice's case, when she wants to be a part of the change, you know, they are pushing back. In this day and age, you have to meet children where they are. You have to meet them where they are. You have to find ways to communicate with them how they want to be communicated to. It's like knowing somebody's love language. Yeah? Just like how I love when my boyfriend does my laundry. He loves when I cook for him. That is each other's love language. Yeah? We have to know our children's love languages, yeah? And we have to know how they communicate, how they absorb certain information and deliver it to them like that. Yeah? Understand the mediums that they get certain messages from and deliver the message to them through those mediums. All of them young people here would sit and listen to what Spice is saying. Do you think if Glacia Robinson walk in with our guitar in our school auditorium, those children are going to sit and listen attentively? Or if this a 70-year-old holier than thou pastor walk into that auditorium, children are going to sit and listen attentively? No, honestly, do you think they're going to sit and listen? Robinson Funeral Home. Yeah, I get your point. Boogsy, I'm not sure what you do, but if you're not using your voice in real media, you're wasting your talent. I'm not wasting my talent. I've been there, done that. I'm a trained news reporter, news anchor. I used to work at the biggest media house in Jamaica, Argentina Communications Group. I was trained and mentored by Michael Sharp. I do voiceover ads. I do voiceovers and ads for independent clients. You hear my voice on TV and radio behind a lot of commercials. So yeah, I'm not wasting my talent. A lot of people here on TikTok and YouTube look to my platforms for their news because they don't actively watch TV or listen radio. And if you check my following, especially here on TikTok, you will see that I'm not wasting my talent. If you look at my following and the engagement under my posts, you will see that the news, it's reaching people, so I'm not wasting my talent. Being on TV or radio is not the be-all, end-all to media. I've been there and I've done that. So, yeah. Okay, back to what I was saying. Unruly, oh, thank you. Back to what I was saying. Yeah, I don't understand why they're pushing back. If somebody, you remember back in the day when they used to do RETV school tour and you had people like QQ, Conscience, Brick and Lace, Tifa, all those people doing school tours. What changed? I don't understand. They're saying that Spice is contradicting herself because she wants to promote these messages, but at the same time her songs are saying something different. If you look at what she wants to promote in the school tour, saying no to having sex early, procrastination, crime and violence. I've never heard Spice sing a song to say she started having sex at 11 years old or 10 years old. I've never heard her say, you know, she'll walk and slit people's throat or walk and stab up people. I've never heard her say, yeah man, she just sit down and lazy. So I don't understand. And I hear people saying, oh, which song she got to school them go sing. I wish people would read before they speak. Spice didn't say she's going on these school tours to perform as Spice. She's not going to the schools as Spice in her blue hair to do her splits and say skin out or whatnot and or something pretty when it turn back way. No. She's going as Grace Hamilton. She's going as a parent and as a woman. Yeah? But anyway, the same church people who are pushing back at these, they're not going into the schools or the communities or anywhere where young people are to do outreach or to minister to them. So, yeah. And then again, God don't use perfect people. God don't use perfect people all the time. To be honest with you, I'd rather listen to somebody who have certain experiences, who can relate to certain things, than somebody who has not been about that life coming to tell me something they have no experience in. And also, I'm not going to sit and listen to, and you have a better chance getting my attention from Spice than a 80-year-old holier than thou pastor person, to be honest. I'm just saying, I'm a big woman. So imagine children whose attention spans are short. Patrick Anderson, thank you. Hello, Cherry Brown, good night. The real Nico B, thank you. Yeah, and Spice does positive music, but it not really sell as much as the other ones, you know, because people don't want to hear that. Yeah, I mean, is Grace turning Christian? No, she's not. She didn't indicate that she's becoming a Christian. Yeah. Sylvester, thank you. Yeah, but you know, I think we have to meet the children where they are. They have to meet the children where they are and communicate with them how they want to be communicated to. Yeah. So just going into the schools and, you know, pushing the Bible down their throats and forcing them to get baptized and forcing them to get into spirit when you're praying for them and all of those things, it's not the way to go. That's not the way to reach young people. It's Joe BJ. Thank you. Yeah, they're calling for her to cancel the tour, and I don't understand why. All right, so let's move on from that. Let's move on from that, yeah? Let's move on from that. Hold on. Joby, I'm not shocked either. I am not shocked at all, girl. Maxwell. Well, if it is your child and Spice child alone going to the school, then that's fine. I don't understand that. What is wrong with Grace Hamilton encouraging children not to have sex early, to stay in school, focus on their education, not waste time on procrastinate, and not indulge in crime and violence? What is so wrong with Spice or Grace Hamilton telling children that, as opposed to a pastor who's raping children, molesting children, messing around with the single young people in the church, and at the same time coming on pulpit on Sunday to tell people don't fornicate, being a gay or lesbian is a sin, and all of those things. Tell me the difference. Tell me the difference, please, because the holier than thou behavior is not going to help anybody. It's not going to help anybody. It's not helping anybody. And while we're on that topic, a teacher of a Portland-based school has been charged with sexual offenses in relation to a minor. The 27-year-old educator has been charged with 2 counts of having sexual intercourse with a person under 16 and 2 counts of grievous sexual assault. The sexual assault of the 14-year-old student reportedly occurred this month. The teacher was taken before the Portland Parish Court on Wednesday and remanded until next month. He was arrested after he engaged in sexual intercourse with a student on January 18. The child reportedly complained of feeling pain after returning home and was rushed to hospital. Following a medical examination, a report was made to the police by the girl's family. The teacher was arrested and later charged. Yeah. Yeah, in Spice's case, yeah, they should focus on the message and not so much so the messenger. Yeah. It would have been a good opportunity, trust me. But, oh well. If they want to go into the schools and sing the 1920 gospel like the Grace Trillers and them something, they and go sing hymn to the pitney them where it not connect with them, then okay, that's not reaching anybody. But alright. Hello, official Jermaine. Nationwide News understands that at least 2 anti-corruption agencies are investigating whether public money from the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation was used to finance the political campaign activities of some of its representatives, including constituency caretakers. The investigations appear to be a consequence of a fallout between the PNP and its former caretaker of Central Kingston, Lawrence Rowe. It is understood that Nationwide has seen and heard conversations involving Rowe, PNP General Secretary Dr. Dayton Campbell, and an employee of the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation. The conversations raise serious questions about whether the PNP controlled the KSAMC. Hold on. The conversations raise questions about whether the KSAMC, which is controlled by the PNP, is using the tax dollars of Jamaicans to shore up support for political representatives in its bid to help the PNP retake control of central government. Nationwide News has made several attempts over the last 3 days to provide Dr. Campbell, Lawrence Rowe, and the KSAMC employee opportunities to respond to the allegations. All right, you know what? Yeah, this is a very, very lengthy story, and yeah, let's not get into this at the moment, but yeah. The church has too much influence in the island. I agree with you on that, especially in the sense that they have to be consulted when it comes to grooming policies in schools. Why do you need the church to say it's stupid to have girls wearing uniforms to their ankles? Why do you need the church? Why do you need the church's say to decide whether or not to allow boys to have more than 1 centimeter of hair on their heads? Why? But anyway, and please don't use this to say, oh, I'm not a Christian, I don't have a relationship with God, blah, blah, blah. Logic is logic, sense is sense. Some things are just downright stupid, and we have to call a spade a spade. If it's stupid and in a sense, it's stupid and in a sense, whether church is involved or not. Just saying. More than 7,000 customers have registered for the National Water Commission NWC's amnesty program. Acting Corporate Public Relations Manager at the NWC, Delano Williams, says of that figure, approximately 1,500 customers have successfully formalized their contracts and reconnected to the network. The 3-month amnesty program began on January 2, 2025. It's geared towards helping customers settle outstanding balances and regain access to essential water services. The write-off specifically targets pensioners, PATH beneficiaries, and customers who've been disconnected from the utility service for longer than 6 months. Mr. Williams says in addition to the amnesty program, the NWC has also established a customer relief measures program to further reduce the financial burden on needy customers. This is a good thing. You don't trust Nationwide Radio? I can prove my argument. Okay. Darkness can't be light. I don't understand. The church is not the light of the world. And everybody is not a Christian. Not everybody is aligned to Christianity, even though they have a personal relationship with God, like myself, and it should not be forced down our throats. And it's sad to say that some of you Christians are some of the most judgmental people ever. Just saying. Some of you Christians are the most judgmental people. Trust me. And then I must stop it. That is not how you guys win souls for Christ, by being judgmental. Do you know how many of you have come on here to say, oh, and assume that I don't have a relationship with God just because I have multiple piercings or because I have tattoos? Why not so judgmental? Only God can judge me, and him not shun me because of my piercings and tattoos. So why are you mere mortals doing it? Why? Beige, good night. Okay, so we are going to move forward in the news. Ron Lawrence, good night. Okay, so here we go. Head of the Kingston East Police, Deputy Superintendent DSP Michelle Campbell, is seeking to downplay reports of a flare-up of gang activity in the community of Southside. Nationwide News reported on Thursday that tensions in the community have been rising since the weekend, with a series of shootings and a suspected case of arson. DSP Campbell confirmed the shootings, but said there was no report of the suspected arson. DSP Campbell says that the incidents were carried out by the same man and were not perpetrated between gangs. She says, however, that her team is on the lookout for reprisal acts. In the meantime, DSP Campbell says that she led her community policing team on a walkthrough of the community on Wednesday. Damian Latti, good night. You have people who don't even go to church will say abortion is murder because the Bible says so. Yeah. Yep. All right, and we're going down the line. We are going Adrian Thomas. Good night. I'm good. How are you? A man was fatally shot by the police during an alleged confrontation in the community of Tank Lane in Oracabessa, St. Mary, early this morning. The police reported that 2 loaded guns were seized from 33-year-old Javon Norcliffe Peart, otherwise called Shotty Bones, a resident of Tank Lane. According to the St. Mary Police, at approximately 12:26 a.m., officers were conducting an operation in the community when they observed Peart standing in the doorway inside a house. The police say that he was seen holding a brown paper bag in his left hand and a firearm in his right hand. Acting Superintendent of Police for the St. Mary Police Division, Anthony Wallace, said upon seeing the police, Peart pointed the firearm at the officers. In response and fearing for their lives, officers discharged their service weapons. Peart was struck and disarmed. A silver .38 revolver was retrieved from his right hand, while another silver .38 revolver was found inside the brown paper bag that he was carrying at the time. Peart was immediately transported to the Port Maria Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Both firearms were reported to be loaded with ammunition. The police say a subsequent search of the premises was conducted and officers discovered additional ammunition on a dresser in a room occupied by the deceased. In the meantime, the fatal shooting is being probed by the Independent Commission of Investigations, INDICOM. Okay, and we are going down the line. The St. Catherine South Police are seeking to ascertain the identity of a man whose body was found in bushes along Dyke Road in Portmore. The police say the body is of dark complexion, about 6 feet long, dressed in a black jogger suit, and was barefooted. Reports are that about 6:30 p.m. on Wednesday, passers-by stumbled upon the body, which was in a state of decomposition. The police were notified and the body was removed for an autopsy to be conducted. The Portmore Criminal Investigation Branch is probing the matter. Alex McFarlane, thank you. Dookie Bike Life, you read news like Doreen Samuels. Thank you. Okay, I'm going down the line. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has urged religious groups to help advance behavior change in communities. Prime Minister Holness says the church should continue the work it is doing, but he also urged a ramping up of efforts. He says the values espoused by religious groups are essential to countering antisocial behaviors. The one baser, you sound very professional. I am. Thank you. We would listen to you reading news all day. Yeah. All right, and we are going down the line in the news. I come live every night. Well, I try to come live every night between 7:30 and 8 to read the news. For the newcomers here, sometimes after the news we have discussions, or we break during the news and have discussions like we did just now. Sometimes I'll invite people in the box to come on and, you know, share their views and opinions as we discuss things that affect us as a people and as a country. Also, sometimes we'll have guests on to discuss certain topics. I've had government ministers on here before, Minister Floyd Green, Minister Pernell Charles Jr. So this is one of those spaces. I use my platform to educate and to inform, yeah? Only positive energy over here. When I did the mix up on the cascas and the baga and them something there. This is not that type of space, yeah? This is not that type of space. Man dead in Gregory Park this evening. Oh, I haven't heard about that yet, Kendrick, but as soon as I see something on it, I'll share it on my TikTok page. The Ministry of Education and Youth is set to invest $400 million to upgrade technical and vocational labs in high schools across the island. According to the ministry, the investment forms part of the program Transform Education for National Development, or TREND. The initiative is designed to ensure that students are equipped with skills needed to manage the increasing demand for technical competencies. The ministry says all high school labs will benefit from the lab upgrades over the next 5 years. The ministry says it is also introducing the Education Management Information System, and the system is expected to provide real-time alerts for student absences and attendance. Permanent Secretary within the ministry, Cassandra Troop, says the system is currently being piloted in 56 schools across the island. Where's Wiz? Wiz is sleeping. Wiz is sleeping. Okay. Majesh Kumar, you're from India. Hello, I'm from Jamaica in the Caribbean. Okay, and Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says most Jamaicans remain unaware of their health status. Dr. Tufton was speaking against the backdrop of the ministry's Know Your Numbers initiative aimed at raising awareness about chronic illnesses. On Tuesday, Dr. Tufton noted in Parliament that the Know Your Numbers initiative had fallen short of its target. The program was launched in May 2023. According to the ministry, it aimed to conduct 500,000 screening tests. But Dr. Tufton says to date, less than half of that number have been reached. As at November last year, over 220,000 screenings have been conducted. Dr. Tufton says the ministry identified several reasons for the missed target. So, I read this story last night, but they also mentioned that more women got screened than men. Now, the Know Your Numbers initiative, the Ministry of Health and Wellness was going around Jamaica and giving free screening for your blood pressure, your blood sugar, your cholesterol, and your body mass index. Mostly women went and did the screenings. Why man no like get checked? Why man no love God doctor and them something there? Listen, knowing your numbers is very important. You need to know your health status. Yeah, knowing your health status can literally save your life. High blood pressure, a high body mass index, and high cholesterol, not good for you. Those things give you a stroke and heart attack just like that. And heart disease is the leading cause of death in Jamaica, and all of these things contribute to heart disease. So, get it together, ladies and gentlemen. Get it together. Get it together. A lot of people who die from non-communicable diseases, especially heart disease, didn't have to die from heart disease. Okay? They didn't have to die from heart disease. Cairo, you sound like a TVJ newscaster. Oh yeah, I am a newscaster, but I don't work at TVJ. Thank you. Thank you for the rose, Jermaine. And for everybody else who sent me gifts, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Getting screening is important. Getting screened can literally save your life. Jerry, thank you. Yeah. Screening literally saved me from dying of heart disease. Okay, for the newcomers here, I'm battery operated. I depend on a battery in my heart to survive. That is a story for another day for the newcomers. But trust me, when I say these things, I know. I know. Don't be afraid to go to the doctor to get screened for anything at all. Trust me. Okay, and we are going down the line. Let's see if this will load. The police in Clarendon are investigating the murder of a 57-year-old man whose body was found with gunshot wounds along a road in Portland Cottage last night. Dead is Garfield Morrison, unemployed, of Content Street in Portland Cottage. Reports are that about 8:50 p.m. explosions were heard along Dry Hill Road in the community. The police were summoned and Morrison was found along the roadway suffering from what appeared to be gunshot wounds. He was assisted to the Maypen Hospital where he was pronounced dead. The Maypen Criminal Investigation Branch is probing the matter. Short Boss, Happy New Year to you. Thank you for the rose, Genocide. Okay, and I think this is our last news story. This is our last news story. A 13-year-old boy died in the Savannah Lamar General Hospital in Westmoreland Wednesday morning, reportedly from a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. He has been identified as Kayshawn Watson. He was a student of the Little London High School. It's reported that the teenager was playing with a gun at his George's Plain home on Tuesday when it went off and he was struck in the head. The Westmoreland police say several people have been detained who they believe can assist in the investigation. All right, and I think that is it for the news. But before I move on, let me just check to see if anything else came in since I started the news. Let's see if anything breaking came in. So I'm refreshing to see if anything came in. Good night, Rosemary. Nine-day talk, yep. Majesh Kumar, thank you. Hi, Ziggy. Gavin Brown, hello. Bukal, good night. All right, let me see if anything came in. All right, I'm not seeing anything that is breaking that came in since we started the news. Let me refresh Gleaner to see. All right. The government remains committed to ensuring that the country's laws and policies reflect respect for religious freedom and diversity. So says the Prime Minister, Dr. Andrew Holness. He says the administration will continue to engage with religious organizations, the private sector, and the Ministry of Labor and Social Security to review existing policies and practices to ensure that religious liberties are upheld in alignment with Jamaica's laws and international human rights. All right, so an example of this is some people worship on a Saturday, therefore they cannot come to work on a Saturday. That should be respected. Yeah. Some people don't pray in public or with other people, so they shouldn't be forced to be in a general devotion with everybody else. That should be respected. Yep. So that's an example of that. Joshua, hello from West Bank of New Orleans. Hello from Kingston, Jamaica. New Orleans or New Orleans, however you call it. Hello. Yeah, so I understand this, and yeah, it should be respected. Yeah, it should. Okay, I'm not seeing anything else from any other website. So I think that is it for the news. Let me refresh this to see something. Jimmy, good night. Sharon, hello. Simo, what about the people that sent back to Jamaica? Yeah, the flight came in today and they were processed. Some were taken into custody, I guess for questioning or whatever the case is, but that's about it really. Okay, and I think that is it for the news for tonight. Majesh Kumar, no, I've never been to India. I've never been to India. Okay, let me see. Why are these people behaving as if Spice was planning to go to the schools to sing Skin Out Me Whatever or Me Sitting Pretty When It Turn Back Way or Ramping Shop? Why are they behaving as if that is what she was planning to go to the schools to do? She was literally going into the schools to talk to these children about not procrastinating, focusing on their education, not engaging in criminal activities, and not engaging in sexual activities too early, or certain sexual activities for that matter. What? Oh my, you know what? You know what? Come on. Beige, do a recap. Oh my god, I closed all the tabs and I don't remember all the news stories that I read out of my head. Sorry, but I guess I'll have to start doing that going forward, like do a brief recap. Yeah, I'm going to have to start doing that. Yeah, the children already know some of the songs, but it's not like she's going there to perform these songs. She's not going there as dancehall Queen Spice. She's going there as Grace Hamilton, as a woman, an entrepreneur, and as a mother. You're from Ukraine. Hello. I don't understand. Rayon, I'm good. Okay, so you want to promote the message of, you know, not having sex early, not procrastinating, not engaging in crime and violence. Who would be best fit to go share that message with children? Children who have short attention spans, children who love things that are trendy, they love popular people, they follow them, they engage with them, they love them, you know. So who would be the best fit to go and deliver this message to children? And don't tell me Glacier Robinson and Grace Trillers and Kevin Downswell and a police officer and a pastor. Don't tell me that. Give me something else. Give me something else. Of course, if Spice was going to the schools to give them money, them wouldn't say nothing. Dancehall artist is not good role model. That's a very weird thing to say. What do you mean? So all dancehall artists are not good role models, but the pastors who are molesting children are good role models. The pastors who preach and speak in tongues and get in spirit every Sunday, but by Monday morning, as married men, they're messaging young girls to say they want to devour parts of them. Those are good role models, though. Those are good role models, but Spice isn't a good role model. Come on. Oh, guys, I'm live on YouTube as well, so I'm reading comments on YouTube and TikTok. So I'm asking a question. It was a question. It literally was a question. Richman, good night. It's good to have you back. Hi, I'm Japanese and learning English. Hello. I mean, who are we to be judging these people? Let's not focus on the messenger, since you guys cannot separate Spice from Grace Hamilton. Let's look at the message that she was going into these schools to send. Let's look at the message. You can even learn from a madman. Exactly. Wingy, that is so true. And Spice has a lot of positive songs, but no one listens to them. And I mean, if the pastors who are pushing back at Spice doing the tour can name the raunchy songs that she sings, why them can't do the research and also name the positive songs that she has? Come on, no. Come on. The Bible says darkness can't be light. Okay, then why are some of these pastors in the church leading people astray? And why do some of you Christians who are so gullible take everything that they say as gospel and have them, who are some of the darkest people, as the light and the way to Jesus Christ? Come on. You're being very judgmental to say Spice is darkness. You're being very judgmental as a Christian. And again, this is why a lot of people stay away from churches and why a lot of people object to this Christianity thing, because you people paint Christianity and God as something that's not nice. So you think them kids are gonna listen to her positive song? They already hearing messages from guidance counselor. Okay, so the guidance counselor is encouraging over 1,000 children every single day in these schools. The children are following the guidance counselor on social media. They're engaging with the guidance counselor outside of school hours. Come again. Come again, please. Come again. Kingston Nana. Yeah, exactly. Have you seen Chris Gale? Yes, I've seen Chris Gale. Guidance counselor must have 30 minutes in every class each day, and that's not going to happen. So come with something else. Come with something else. We have to use the people and the medium to get to the children. Yeah? Come on, if you build a house and you set the blocks so and it not set so, there has to be another way for you to set the block feet straight and level with everything else, yeah? So if you know so the pitney them now go listen to Glacier Robinson or somebody from Grace Thrillers, you find somebody who they will listen to, somebody who they can relate to. Yeah? If you're coming to minister to me, so for example, if you're coming to minister to me, I can tell you, you cannot come and sing a Grace Thrillers song or one of them 1920 slow gospel. Come to me with a Kevin Downswell. Yeah, come to me with a Kevin Downswell or a Jermaine Edwards. Yeah, that is what I can relate to. The Grace Thrillers, them no move me. The Kevin Downswell and the Jermaine Edwards and the Randall positive. So I'm just saying, if you have a room full of young people, you're gonna sing them all something that to them what them not know and what them not understand. You're gonna give them things where them know, what them can relate to. Yeah. Exactly, she always separates herself. There is Spice and there is Grace Hamilton. Yeah. Wingy? Oh, yes. Listen, we could go on talking about this all night, but my opinion is Spice is one of the best persons to deliver certain messages. In this time, yeah. A lot of young people will listen to her. Them not gonna listen to an 80-year-old pastor we come and speak in a tongues in them ears and I fly up and I get in a spirit. They're not. So you have to meet them with them there. Just saying. Let me just refresh quick to see if nothing else dead there before we wind down and wrap up. Colorful, hello. Yep, they're old school. They're so resistant to change. So why do you think the pastor need to be speaking in tongues? I don't know, you tell me, because you have some people where I know them speaking in tongues so often, like them study it and can just chip it out so just like that. And a lot of it is fake. So you tell me why them need to speak in tongues. I don't know. Elvis Fuller, hello. Marco Antonio, thank you for the roses. I don't know. One of the things we have to understand, there's two sides to every story. All right, so how does that relate to the topic that we're talking about? What's the other side to the story of them pushing back against Grace Hamilton doing a school tour to spread positivity among school children? You think that she's the person for the moment? She is the person for the moment because she's the one planning the school tour at the moment. It's her school tour, so we can't think about somebody else for Spice's school tour. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But Tyrone Beecher, hello. Well, it's their call. It's their call. Connie Powell, hello. Anthony Morris, good night. Thank you for the rose. I mean, I saw it as a good opportunity, you know, for her to go and talk to the school children. But she met with the Minister of Education, Dr. Dana Morris Dixon. So let's see what comes out of that. Let's see what comes out of that meeting. And I mean, why are they pushing back now? Back in the day, they had school tours and you have other artists going to schools. They weren't pushing back at that time. Because I remember in high school, we had the RETV school tour. Tifa did that. We sing about Chronic Girl. Conscience did that. QQ did that. Brick and Lace did that. Some more other artists did that. But I mean, well, a different time now. You have social media, so different social media platforms, so a lot more things are publicized and out there. So Elvis was moved a couple nights ago hearing your story. I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy to hear that. May give you over 3 odd, like you don't big me up for doing so. You give me 3 odd what? Fell Esther. Yeah, they're behaving. Them same one say God no use perfect people, but I guess only pastors can go into school to talk to the kids. Pastors who themselves aren't perfect, but yeah. I know the name of all your country's cricketers. Oh, that's nice. Noor Yassin, hello. But yeah, that's that. That's that. Let's see what comes out of it. I think that is it for the news. And that is it for tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the good vibe and the positive energy. Before you go to bed tonight, remember to pray and ask God to send his warring angels to stand guard around your bed, around your house, around your loved ones, so that those warring angels can fight those spiritual battles that you cannot see and those battles that you cannot fight for yourself. Also ask him to deepen and strengthen your spirit of discernment so you can see and feel and hear those things coming that are not good for you. Ask him to help you to make sound decisions that will impact your life in a positive way and that will propel you to walk in his will and his purpose for your life. Yeah? So, ensure that you include that in your prayer when you go to bed tonight. Leon, good night. SP official, good night. Yeah, so ensure that you that you do that and you include that in your prayer when you're going to bed. For the newcomers, when you come back, I will share my story with you about my mission that I'm on to live until I'm 109 and my journey living with a rare and progressive heart disease and living with a battery in my chest, living with a damaged heart and damaged lungs and all of that, and the works that I'm doing through my heart foundation. I'll share all of that with the newcomers so that you can get to know me a little bit. But until then, good night. Thank you for tuning in. Especially, I've never had this many people on YouTube before. I guess I really have to, big up me being disciplined and consistent for that. Thank you so much for tuning in. At one point, I had over 100 people on my live on YouTube. When I just started going live on YouTube, sometimes I had like 3 people, and those 3 people would be people who came from TikTok and go over on YouTube. So thank you so much. 109. All right. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. Good last words. Yeah, I have a good relationship with God, so, and I'm a firm believer in prayer, and I have a lot of faith, and I always exercise an attitude of gratitude. Yeah, I give thanks to God every day. I know that he's out there. I know that he listens. I know that he hears and answers prayers. Yeah, I know that much. I can attest to that. I can attest to that. Active boss, hello, I'm good. How are you? Yeah, you came late. All right, YouTube folks, I'm going to hop off. Thank you so much. I will catch you all tomorrow. Night night.